Hello and welcome, guys, to the Real Estate Stew with the What's Cooking crew. I'm Patrick.
And I'm Kiesha.
And guys, you know, as always, we love it when you guys send in questions. And man, Kiesha,
Yes.
we have quite a few today.
All right, let's see what we have.
But we're only going to answer one
Today.
And
Yes. And we
we'll
have
say,
this
look
set up. Look at that.
Do we get to eat this, Kiesha? Oh my God,
I
cheese
wouldn't.
and you should, okay. All right. Well, let me grab a question out of here. Let's see. Oh wow. Can I buy a home for less than list price? That's a good question. You know, guys, 2019 they say is the year for negotiations.
Yay.
So this question actually is perfectly timed.
Yes.
So Kiesha, how would you answer that question?
Well, I think we have to start by talking about neighborhoods.
Okay.
Whenever you're thinking about the market, which is one of the things that drives your ability to negotiate, you have to remember that the market is going to be specific to that neighborhood. So a lot of the times when we're watching the news and we hear things tossed out like, oh, we're in a buyer's or a seller's market, they make a generalization for an entire area, and that's not quite accurate. You have to look at what's happening in that particular area.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you know, Kiesha, with that being said, in real estate, guys, I'd like to let you know that there are 3 specific markets.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And so Kiesha, I think we need to tell them what those 3 specific markets are.
Absolutely.
Well, one we know is a buyer's market.
Yes, indeed. Then we have a seller's market.
And we have what's called neutral or balanced.
Absolutely. So why don't we take a minute to define what those are? And we'll start with the buyer's market because that's my favorite.
Okay. Oh, should have known.
So with the buyer's market, you're thinking about, with the buyer's market, you want to think about the number of homes that are available to purchase versus the number of buyers that are out there. And in a buyer's market, you have more homes out there than you have people that are looking to buy those homes. So that's where the buyer has a slight advantage in terms of negotiations. So if you're wanting to purchase a home for less than list price, this is a great opportunity. When you're in a buyer's market, you have the ability to negotiate pricing and potentially get a home for at or less than list price. So when you think about timing or the time frame for a buyer's market and what that looks like, a buyer's market means that you have more than 6 months of inventory in the market at the time.
Okay.
Okay.
So that means, Kiesha, for a seller's market, guys, it's just the opposite. So think of it this way. If you're in a seller's market, that means there's a neighborhood and there's a house that you like, and there's probably only maybe 1 or 2 that's available for you, the buyer, to buy. And so the sellers start to do this and they say, okay, well, wow, we're the only ones available. And you're the buyer like, oh my goodness. And there's about maybe 10 or 15 buyers that are saying, I like that neighborhood. I like that house. I want that house. And so guess what? That house is now in demand.
Right.
Demand is high.
Absolutely.
Supply is low. We only have 1 or 2. So you know what happens in that kind of market, Kiesha? Prices go up. Prices go up. That is not a market where you're going to get below list price. In fact, that's a market where you shouldn't be surprised if the price bids up, guys.
Absolutely.
And typically in a market like that, we call it a seller's market. Homes normally sell 4 months or less.
Absolutely.
So if you're 4 months or below, 3.5, 2 months, that home's gone. That's a seller's market.
And then you have a neutral market, which is going to be right in the middle. So that's where supply and demand meet for the most part. Homes sell at a reasonable price. They move relatively quickly. And in terms of the amount of months, you have 5 to 6 months worth of inventory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. So,
Yeah.
but now, Kiesha, I know exactly what you guys are thinking now. You're saying, okay, so we understand this market, buyer, seller, neutral, but you know, that whole like 4 month, 8 month, 6 month, you know, how do we figure all that out, Patrick? Well, I'm so glad you guys asked that. And because guys, listen, if you're wondering how I knew that, I do a little psychic work on the side. I charge $5 for 2 minutes, and my number.
Oh my God. What?
My number's going
Disregard.
right down.
Disregard. Thank you for that, Patrick. Okay, we're gonna cut that out. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
Let's back to business. Why don't we talk about what supply means and what that looks like? So when you're trying to figure out or answer the question that Patrick just mentioned here. What is the 4 6 months? How do you figure all of that out? You're looking at the number of months it takes to move the current inventory. So the number of homes that are on the market right now, how many months would it take to sell those homes given the current pace of sales? And that's how you figure out your months of inventory. So that's how you figure out your 4 months, your 6 months, your 5 months. That's where that comes from. Does that make sense?
Absolutely, it makes
all right.
sense. Yes.
So I know you want to give an example. I see it written all over your face.
No, I do.
Yeah.
And actually,
wants to make sure you're clear.
With my psychic ability,
oh my goodness,
I think I know exactly what you guys want. So watch this. I'm going to give you 2 examples. Kiesha, can I give them 2 examples?
Just make it quick.
Okay. So example number 1, guys. Let's say you're looking at a neighborhood where there are 20 homes on the market for sale. 20 homes for sale, but on average, 8 homes sell every month. So that means it would take 2.5 months for that 20 homes to sell.
Right.
That you have the 8. So 2.5 months, inventory's all gone. What does that mean? It's a quiz.
Sounds like a seller's market.
And why is that? Because we said in the seller's market, it's 4 months or less, right? And that we just sold all 20 homes in 2.5.
Right.
That's example number 1. Now let me give
more.
you a second example. Second example, let's say it's a much larger neighborhood, Kiesha, much larger, guys. 52 homes on the market. Yeah, 52 homes. And we're only selling 4 homes per month. So if you got 52 homes, we're selling 4 homes per month. No other homes are coming on the market.
Right.
It's going to take, guys, 13 months.
Ooh.
13 months for those 52 homes to sell. So now if it takes 13 months, we already said what? If it takes 7 months more, we're in what market?
We're in a buyer's
market. So guys, if it's taking 13 months, oh my goodness, can you imagine sellers are saying, buyers, please
Yes.
come buy my home. Listen, I'll give you contributions. I'll help you with your closing costs. I'll give you washer, dryer, refrigerator.
Yes.
Sellers are super motivated.
Because the buyers have plenty to choose from.
There you go. Basically, supply is high, demand is low, and what?
And the buyers are in charge.
There you go. Which means prices go down. And that would be a great example, guys, if we talk about it as far as where you can get the best deals. So in that type of market, you're definitely going to get a discount on list.
Absolutely. So let's recap real quick.
Okay.
Seller's market. In a seller's market, that means you have a lot of demand, you have limited supply, and the seller is controlling the negotiations.
Yeah,
so prices typically go up because the seller's in charge, has more leverage in that situation. In a buyer's market, your inventory is high, your demand is low, so the prices tend to go down, and the buyer has more control over the negotiations. So they have more leverage, and the market favors the buyer. In a neutral market, it can swing either way. So the supply and demand are pretty much equal, so it could go either way in favor of the buyer or the seller.
So quick recap, guys, as I said earlier, so if to the answer of our question, you want to know in what market, are you going to get a really good deal, maybe even below list price? I'm going to tell you out of the 3, there's 2. 2 that you should focus on. One's going to be that neutral market, because we just don't know what way it's going to go. And really the market you're going to really hit a home run, guys, is going to be the buyer's market.
Excellent. Thank you for that, Patrick.
You're very welcome.
Yes. So we appreciate you guys, and we always thank you for your fantastic questions.
Absolutely.
We hope this was helpful.
I know it was helpful, guys. It has to be, because that was a great question. And Kiesha, as always, we want to make sure, guys, you don't forget to like us,
comment,
subscribe,
and ring the bell.
Always ring the bell. And guys, also don't forget, Facebook, man, it's really a big popular thing going on now. And we want to make sure, guys, that you click on the link here below, because we'd love to have you in our Facebook group. So
yes, thank you guys so much. And we will see you next time.
Bye-bye, guys.
Take care. What is this? Buying for less than list price.
Can you buy for less than list price? What, Kiesha? Huh?
Take 1.
Who said that?
I don't know.
Wow. Okay.
Focus.
Just curious. Take 1.
Okay.
I thought you were doing the intro and I was doing the question.
Yolanda, now you got to script the intro too.
Am I doing the intro?
Me? I usually do it.
Hello. Okay, let's go.
I usually do it, so you do it this time.